the call to you. So today we are so fortunate to have His Holiness Shami Krishi Maharaj from Khargone, India, and Maharaj will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagvatam 7.9.25 to 28. So please Maharaj take over the call now. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thanks for giving me opportunity to speak on these important verses, the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. Is specifying the Lord Nrsimhadev. Lord Nrsimhadev appeared. He killed Hiranyakashipu, and then he's praying. So it's very, very important, very prayers in whole Bhagavatam. These prayers are very potent, very important, and we could sing them and understand them. I will, in a prelude, I will read some verses prior to that. So the Lord Nrsimha, so let us just pray first. Om Agyanti Mirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो महावदनाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतुषे नमः वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमः ओम विष्णु पदाय कृष्णा पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्य नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नस्तप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भगवती नैष्टिकी ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय Srila Prabhupada ki jai, God Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. So far we have read about many chapters are there about Prahlad Maharaj, his activities, how Prahlad's uncle was killed, Hiranyaksh was killed by Varahadev, and because of this, then he became very, Nrsimhadev, his elder brother, became very angry, and he wanted to be proclaimed. So he did tapasya for a long time. And he got many, many boons from Lord Brahma. And later on, like he wanted to proclaim that he is God and everybody should accept him. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. Prahlad denied that. He would not accept him. And then he became angry. Even he wanted to kill his own son. And he tried in many, many ways. He could not kill. But ultimately, Lord Nrsimhadev appeared and he killed this demon, and Hiranyakashipu. And later on, Prahlad Maharaj, like he was so much, the whole earth was shaking. Everybody was terrified by the anger of the Lord Nrsimhadev. Why he was angry? Because this demon has given so much trouble to his dear son, Prahlad Maharaj, dear devotee. So he was very angry. Nobody could pacify, including Lord Shiva or Brahma, even Lakshmi Devi. And then Brahmaji sent this boy. And he picked him in his lap and was licking his face and head. And so now he's asking that please ask some boon. So he did so much tapasya and voluntary acceptance of some inconvenience, that is tapasya. Like Kartik time, that is gone. You do some tapasya every day when you have to wake up and chant. That is also tapasya. So this, all the miseries are mitigated by doing the tapasya and become lover of the Supreme Lord. So now he said, you ask some boons. You have done so much tapasya. And he said that my Lord, Narasimhadev, a father and mother cannot protect their child. A doctor and medicine cannot relieve a patient. A boat on the ocean cannot protect a drowning man. The remedies accepted by people for their miseries in this world are not a shelter at all. I become long life, but nothing could happen. It is the same. It will depends on your prarabdha that comes. And although Krishna could change, he does not want to change your prarabdha, but he could give it as a token, or you may not feel. Oh Lord, embodied soul, why do who do not accept you are not cared for by you, cannot do anything for their betterment. And so we have to accept the Supreme Lord. One should depend fully on the causeless mercy of the Lord. That is our qualification of the day. And as he keeps you, you just remain pacified. You remain happy. Maro bhi hai, rakho bhi hai, jo kuch ichhe tumhar. I am your maid servant. Although a matter of routine duty, one must, of course, accept other remedial measures. Now somebody is sick, you say that you don't get operation. You do, but ultimately it all depends on the result. Your earning, your job, your family, everything depends on Krishna. So we should accept that. No one can protect one who is neglected by the Supreme Lord. Mare Krishna Rakhe Krishna Mare ke. If Krishna wants to kill you, nobody can protect you. Why the conditioned soul cannot do anything for their betterment? So the question has been asked, why conditioned souls cannot do anything for their betterment? So your energies that manifest everything, including the cause for which people work, means they get the result because of the Krishna. The place, the goal of their life, the process of obtaining that goal. Indeed, since the energy and energetics are identical, all of them are but manifestations of Krishna. So everything comes from Krishna. The job, the money, the family, the ayu, how long you live, everything. The Lord might ask, if I am the form of everything, then I am also sansar. So why then do you want liberation from my form of sansar? That is also form of sansar. Like Mayavadis, they accept that everybody, like everybody is God. You are God, I am God. That is. So one time, like Prabhupada was told that, then he said that if the pig is the same as you, or then why don't you clean his stool? Why just go and take the stool, and if it is the same, it is the Lord. You want to clean the bed, the Lord. So do that. So anyway, he just turned off and just left. So sansar is not really by your Purush expansion, that is Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, that are three Purusha avatars. Purusha avatar, like there are. So Vishnu is Purusha avatar, and there are 6 kinds of different avatars. You have created the subtle bodies of the jivas through Maya, agitated by time, Kal. So Kal is producing jivas by the Maya, 3 modes of material nature. Because we wanted to become that. We wanted to come to the material world. It is too much like glittering, and we think that it is nice. And that is Maya is producing, alluring us. And we want to remain. We don't want to go. Thus, the mind entraps the jiva in unlimited desires to be fulfilled by Vedic direction and 16 elements. Who can get free from the wheel of sansar unless he takes your shelter? So only you could get free from the wheel, sansar chakra. Only one who has taken shelter of the Supreme Lord. Why only the Lord can save the entangled conditioned soul? Why not other demigods? Because he's the controller of Maya. Devi hi esha gunamai mama Maya durate. Mame ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. Unless you take shelter of the Supreme Vam eva ye prapadyante. Prapadyante means who take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Then only they could be free. Maya metam tarantite. But demigods, they are also under Maya. They cannot remove the Maya. They could give some facilities, but does not mean they cannot liberate you, they cannot free you from the material entanglement. So you have to take Mukti Pradata Vishnu. Mukti could only be given by Krishna or Vishnu. No, nobody else. Krishna is the controller of Maya. He is not controlled. So he could make us free. And are never conquered by the material qualities. The time element is your representation. I am being crushed by the wheel of time. Kindly take me under your protection. Karasa Vibho. I surrender unto you. Prapannam. Prapannam means surrender. भगवान का shelter लेना. Prahlad was not giving importance to the material world because he had the previous experience of seeing his father suffering. Once he sees that the material world or material pleasures are fruitless or futile. I have seen the futility of Ayu, Shriya, Vaibhav. Ayu means long life. Shriya means opulence. And Vaibhav, the power of demigods, which people desire. Simply by the movement of my father's eyebrow in anger, the demigods were vanquished. Yet my powerful father is now being vanquished by you. By you within a moment. So what is the use of getting material benedictions? Because Hiranyakashipu had everything. But he conquered all the demigods, and he had rule of all the planetary system, 40 Bhuvan, but still he was afraid of his own son. The Lord might ask Prahlad, so what do you want? He said that, therefore, I have full, he's asking that, please ask something. I have full experience of the futility of the worldly opulence, mystic power, longevity, and other material pleasures enjoyed by all living entities, from Lord Brahma down to the ant. So I do not desire them. As time, you destroy them all. Means everything, whatever you get in the material world, long life, opulence, wealth, beautiful women, beautiful men, power, position, everything. That is, everything is destroyed in time. But Kalosmiya. I am the Kal. Krishna is asking that women say this Virat Roop, and Arjuna asking, who are you? And he says, I am the Kal. Come here to take your all the opulence and your life. You destroy them all. Please take me to the side of your pure devotee. So he's asking that, please let me worship my pure devotee. Narad Muni is his guru. Let me serve him as sincere servant. The Lord might ask Prahlad, what is this? Everyone desires enjoyment and power. When you are rejecting them. So Prahlad is answering in these verses. So we will be reading verse number 25 to 28, because Prahlad does not want anything. And why not? So कुत्राशिषः श्रुतिसुखामरगतृष्णिरूपः क्लेदं कलेवरम् अशेषरुजां विरोहः निर्विद्यते न तु जनो यदपीति विद्वान् कामानलं मधुलवै शमयन्दुरापैः. In this material world, every living entity desires some future happiness, which is exactly like a mirage in the desert. This material happiness is like a mirage. You go there, it goes no further. You come more. Means the deer, when who is very much tired in the desert, he sees some water because of the reflection of the sun on the sand. So he thinks there is water. He runs there. But he says the reflection is moving further, 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 and he cannot drink the water. So that is a mirage, that water is not really, there is no water. But and then at the end he gets tired, thirsty, dry, dehydrated, and dies. So where is water in the desert? Means, so this material world is like a desert, and there is no happiness, but we look for happiness. Just see how it is described. Where is water in the desert? Or in other words, where is happiness in this material world? As for this body, Dukkalayam, Krishna has impounded it. Krishna has made this Dukkalayam Ashashtam. This material world is place of misery. And how, if it is made by the Supreme Lord as a place of misery, how I could get happiness in the material world? As for this body, what is its value? It is merely a source of various diseases. So if you think, oh, I have this body, I could enjoy, but it is so much misery, so many diseases. The so-called philosophers, scientists, and politicians know this very well. But nonetheless, they aspire for temporary happiness. They aspire for flickering happiness. Bhaja Hure Mana, Sri Nandan Nandan, Abhaya Charanara Vendale. So this is like drop falling on the lotus leaf, and it will just slide down and evaporate. Happiness is very difficult to obtain, but because they are unable to control their senses, why they want to look happiness? They want to give some sense of pleasure. You have 5 senses they want to enjoy: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. So they want to enjoy that. but it is so flickering, it is go away. It is like Kandukena. Prahlad Maharaj is saying that it is like a itching the khaj. Somebody has a disease, skin disease, and it feels a little pleasure, but he will bleed more and disease would never be cured. So they are run after so-called happiness of the material world and never come to the right conclusion. Right conclusion is that happiness of the material world is not real happiness. It is illusion. It is just in the mind. I mean, so we make conception. Because somebody who is a meat eater, it is so much pleasure in the meat, and hamburger, and hot dogs, and uh, one who then they just seeing them they feel vomitous. Chinese they drink so much rotten things like mouse in a water for 2 years is rotting, and then they drink that and they feel pleasure. So it is just in the mind, in their mind. A sane person would not say that, and a sane person like Prahlad Maharaj who say that whole material world is dangerous. It is a place of misery. So purport. There is a song in the Bengali language that which states, I constructed this home for happiness, but unfortunately there was a fire and everything has now been burned to ashes. So sansara davanala lila loka. Tranaya karunya ghana ghanato. Sansar is like a fire, forest fire. Nobody even lights it, but it is there. So same thing, this we cannot become free and happy in the material world. Only when the mercy of the Guru, there is a torrential rains, and that could only extinguish that forest fire. It is in the material world, it is in our mind, it is outside, everywhere there is a forest fire. So this illustrates the nature of material happiness. Everyone knows it, but nonetheless, one plans to hear or think something very pleasing, like so many pornography, so many other movies. They would not go to see the real remedy is Krishna's lotus feet. He has created and he could make it nicer, or he could take us away to his abode where there is no suffering. Unfortunately, all of one's plans are annihilated in due course of time, whether it is 1 year, 2 year, or life. But all the plans are gone, everything. Panchavarshi plan, but we make the plan for whole life, but it's all, oh, I earn this, I get this position, I will marry nice, I will have nice children, and then I will live happily forever. That dream in the stories that our grandparents are telling, it's just a mockery. It's not reality. Not that everybody can live happy forever. And even for short time, we are not happy because we are going away from Krishna. We are dragged down, pulled down in the material world. And there were many politicians who planned empires, supremacy, and control of the world. But in due time, all of their plans are and empires, and even the politicians themselves were vanquished. Ravan planned that I will make these steps to go to heaven. Everybody could. Hiranyakashipu wanted also to rule over, and he cannot be killed. But everything was vanquished in due course of time. So why make so much plans that we cannot fulfill and we cannot enjoy? Our plan should be eternally happy and the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. That is our real source. And practice Krishna consciousness. Everyone should take lessons from Prahlad Maharaj about how we are engaged in so-called temporary happiness through bodily exercises for sense enjoyment. You work hard, so many that we will be happy, but that happiness will never come. It will go more and further away. All of us repeatedly make plans, which are all repeatedly frustrated. Therefore, one should stop such plan making. So the plan making means in due course, whatever is happening, but our plan should be how I could make Krishna happy, how I could go, what should be my goal, how I could go back home, back to Godhead. So plan should be in Krishna consciousness. Uh, because we cannot control our material senses, our senses, they run after the so-called happiness of the material world and never come to the right conclusion. So this is Bengali verse that there is a, I constructed a big house and there is a fire. The nature of material happiness, everyone knows, but nonetheless, the one plans to hear or think something very pleasing. Pleasing means it's just dreaming. They dream, night dream, we just dream for some happiness, but that happiness never comes. Unfortunately, all of one's plans are annihilated in due course of time. There were many politicians who planned empire, supremacy, control of the world, but in due time, all their plans and empires and even the politicians themselves were vanquished. Everyone should take lessons from Prahlad Maharaj. But how we are engaged in so-called temporary happiness through bodily exercises for sense enjoyment, all of us repeatedly make plans, which are all repeatedly frustrated. Therefore, one should stop such plan making. Then what we should do? We should not plan. Plan for a short time to please Krishna. Not plan how I could join ISKCON, how I could chant properly, how I could wake up early, how I could listen to Srimad Bhagavatam, how I could associate, how I should take initiation from a guru, a bona fide spiritual master who could show me the path, what I should do, but not our own material plans. And that's why Prahlad Maharaj did not ask any boons. He said that make me in such a way that I never ask for anything material. Shunya. As one cannot stop one a blazing fire by constantly pouring ghee. So if you pour ghee on the blazing fire, it will burn more upon it. One cannot satisfy oneself by increasing plans for sense enjoyment. People think that I will have this wife, this child, I will enjoy like this. Oh, Sattu, Nanyana ka Fera, Sheikh Chilli, that he had given a Sattu. So, and then he ended up. But what happened? Somehow, then he was planning that by selling Sattu, I will buy some uh, pigeons and then I will buy not the kukri or eggs, and by selling that I will get a goat and then a cow and then I will get married and then married, then I will have children, I will have a house and I will kick her. And he put it on the dream, a leg on the sattu, and it all is spilled everywhere. And he could not sell or do anything. So that is the plan for everybody's making. Uh, the blazing fire is Bhava Mahadavagni, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam. So we should take the Shreyas path, not Preyas path. Shreyas means ultimate happiness. The forest fire of material existence, the forest fire occurs automatically without endeavor. It is there already. Not that somebody will lit the forest fire. By rubbing the two bamboo trees or balm trees, there is a fire. And one cannot stop it for years in California for so a long time. Nobody can stop that fire. So we also have, we are in the material forest fire. Bhava, Bhavadavagni. We want to be happy in the material world, but this will never be possible. We shall simply increase the blazing fire of desires. One desires cannot be satisfied by illusory thoughts and plans. Our illusory thoughts and plans, everybody, it is meant for everybody that it cannot be satisfied. Ravana was not satisfied. Kansa was not satisfied that I will uh, kill Krishna and then I will live forever. Nothing happened. Hiranyakashipu. So many big demons. Rather, we have to follow the instructions of Lord Krishna. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam. Give up all your endeavors of dharma, but surrender to Krishna. Pray to Krishna. Chant Krishna. So, sarva dharman parityaja mamekam shranamraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami masucha. That. What happened to my? I hope you can hear. I was. Okay.
We
Can you
can
hear?
hear you, Maharaj. Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. But I could not see. So I thought that things has changed. Okay. So otherwise, in the name of happiness, we shall continue to suffer miserable condition, life after life. For millions of lifetime, we are in this material world. So how you could get out? By taking Ado Shraddha, Tatha Sadhu Sangha. You should have a faith in the scripture, take shelter of a spiritual master, follow his instruction, read Srimad Bhagavatam, offer, chant, everything. So let me read text number 26 and then we will summarize everything. क्वाहं रजः प्रभव ईश तमोधिकेऽस्मिन् जातः सुरेतरकुले क्व तवानुकम्पा न ब्रह्मणो न तु भवस्य न वैरमाया यन्मेऽर्पितः शिरसि पद्मकरः प्रसादः. O my Lord, O Supreme, this is Prahlad Maharaj is praying to Lord Nrsimhadev in his own palace. Oh my Lord, O Supreme, because I was born in a family full of the hellish material qualities, and he was in a Asur family of passion and ignorance. What is my position and what to be said of your causeless mercy? Your causeless mercy is great, and I was born in ignorance and passion, Asur family, which was never offered even to Lord Brahma. But mercy of the Lord, Narasimha was offered to Prahlad. He picked him up, put him on his lap. There is no other devotee that you could, and he put his hand on the head of Prahlad Maharaj. He gave him intelligence so he could pray. He was leaking on his face like a father leaks his child. He smells his head, and that's what. And he's begging pardon from Prahlad that that beta, I caused so much delay in coming, and you suffered so much immensely. I should have come earlier. He's asking you ask the boons. Nonetheless, he refused, but he gave him the position for whole Manvantar, and he became the king. So we will read about those part also. So this offered even to this causeless mercy that Prahlad Maharaj got was not offered to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, even the goddess Fortune, who is one is stays on his chest or massages his feet, but she also did not receive the same benediction or same treatment as Narasimha did with his own son Prahlad Maharaj. You never put your lotus head upon their heads, but you have put it upon mine. So Prahlad is saying that your causeless mercy on me, and it's a long purport. Prahlad Maharaj was surprised at the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. For although Prahlad was born in demonic family, and although the Lord had never before placed his lotus hand on the head of Brahma, Shiva, goddess of fortune, his constant companion, that is goddess Lakshmi ji, Lord Narasimha Dev kindly placed his hand on the head of Prahlad. This is the meaning of causeless mercy. The causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead may be bestowed upon anyone, regardless of his position in the material world. Whoever it is, he could also get it. But you have to surrender like Prahlad. You have to get the lessons from Prahlad. Everyone is eligible to worship the Supreme Lord irrespective of this material position. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Mam chayoga vicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samtityetan brahma goyaya kalpate. This is 14:26. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature. We are under stringent laws of the material nature. Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, these three ropes are binding us and thus come to the level of Brahman. We could be free from these three modes. The modes are like ropes that is binding us. But if you have that you engage in devotional unfailing in every circumstance. Unfailing means without stopping. That no, it should be without causeless and it should be uninterrupted. The seva that you do, it's not that you ask some moon, then it is a merchant business. And then you cannot just do in one day and then stop. Then again materialistic activity. It does not it does not, you cannot progress in that way. It's like yo-yo. Again fall down, again go up, again fall down. So it does not help. Come to the level of Brahman. You cannot come. This is very important verse, but I don't have time to read all this. One who can thus situated himself in the Brahma Jyotir, or the different varieties of Brahman conception, is equal to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyway, God could be realized in three parts. How? Brahma Jyoti, Paramatma realization, and Bhagavan Swayam. And these are all three people. Vadanti tatas vedastatvam tad jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdati. Any one of those. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcend the modes of material nature. The modes are binding us, and you can be free by full devotional service. And it does come to the level of Brahman. Anyone who engages in continuous devotional service, continuous, that word is important, not that one day. It should be uninterrupted. So he's situated in the spiritual world and has nothing to do with the material qualities. Sattvagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun. And so we could be even free if you are engaged in devotional service all the time. Then we could be free from the material entanglement, even while in the material world. Like material world means, what does it mean? That if you put iron in the fire, red, and it becomes hot like fire, you develop fiery qualities, even while you are in the material world by service. the Supreme Lord. Because Prahlad Maharaj was situated on the spiritual platform, he had nothing to do with the body, which had been born of modes of passion and ignorance. The symptoms of passion and ignorance are described in Srimad Bhagavatam as lust and hankering. Tada rajastamo bhava kamalobha dayas chaye. Prahlad Maharaj Prabhupada gave lectures on these verses, Dharma book in Vrindavan. But kindly devotees recorded everything what Prabhupada was saying. And they recorded while there is a walk, otherwise we will be bereft. How we will be able to listen to all these things? So it is Prabhupada's disciples, he did a great service by recording everything. In his room conversation, by letters, they recorded, not that letter is thrown, it was collected. His morning walks, Srimad Bhagavatam, darshans, videos, so many ways that has been that saved. So Prahlad Maharaj being a Rajas Tamo Bhavas Kama Lobha, Prahlad Maharaj being a great devotee thought the body born of the father to be born of passion and ignorance. The body that comes from the father, but it is born of passion and ignorance. Because Prahlad was fully engaged in service of the Lord, his body did not belong to the material world. If one is engaged in devotional service, his body is transcended from the material world. The pure Vaishnava's body is spiritualized even in the life. For example, when iron is put into fire, it becomes red hot and is no longer iron, but fire. Similarly, the so-called material bodies of the devotees who fully engage in the devotional service of the Lord, being constantly in fire of spiritual life, have nothing to do with matter, but are spiritualized. Srila Madhvacharya remarks that the goddess of fortune, the mother of the universe, could not get mercy similar to that which was offered to Prahlad Maharaj. And although the goddess of fortune is always constant companion of Supreme Lord, the Lord is more inclined to his devotees. In other words, devotional service is so great that when it is offered even by those born in low families, low families means poor, have no beauty, the family, the sight, no education, no wealth, many things. The Lord accepts it as being more valuable than the service offered by the goddess of fortune. So even a low-born meat eaters, even if they serve the Lord, they become more pure, they are more respected than the goddess of fortune. Lord Brahma, King Indra, and the other demigods living in the upper planetary system are situated in a different spirit of consciousness. But devotee's consciousness is Lord and the me. Lord lives in the heart of his devotees, and the devotees lives in the heart of Krishna. Aham bhakta paradhino. He says that I'm dependent on my bhakta, on my devotee. I am not free. I am tied up by the love of my devotees. So the material consciousness is different, spiritual consciousness is different. And therefore they are sometimes troubled by demons. But a devotee, even if situated in lower planets, enjoys life in Krishna consciousness. And means wherever you live, you will be protected by the Lord. Parata swata karmata. As he acts himself, as he is instructed by others, or as he performs the material activities, he enjoys life in every respect. In this regard, Madhvacharya quotes, means a devotee always enjoys, even if he is in the mud. How? Because his mind is absorbed in Krishna. And Krishna is all love, all powerful, all mercy, but is all you could enjoy Krishna's association. And so material things don't affect him. In Brahma Tarka, there is a Shastra, not Brahma Samhita, Sri Brahma Braha Meven Dradi Sri Katah Sri Guru स्तुताः तद् अन्ये च क्रमादेव सदा मुक्तौ स्मृतौ अपि हरिभक्तौ च तज्ज्ञाने सुखे च नियमेन तु परतः स्वतः कर्मतो वा न कथंचिन् तद् अन्यथा. So text number 27. नैषा परावरमतिर्भवतो ननु स्यात् जन्तोर्यथात्म सुहृदो जगतश् तथापि संसेवया सुरतरोरिव ते प्रसादः सेवानुरूपमुदयो न परावरत्वम्. Unlike an ordinary living entity, my Lord, you do not discriminate between friends and enemies. He is Advaya, not two. He is cold, he is good, he is bad. The Lord does not have any this qualities, duality. He sees everything as one. Everything is his expansion. Everything is his energy, and everyone is part of Krishna. We are his energies, external energy or marginal energy. Any favorable enemy, the favorable and unfavorable, because for you there is no conception of higher and lower. Nonetheless, you offer your benedictions according to the level of one's service. Like if your service is great, they could offer you great benediction. Just like one gets payroll according to what is his position, how much responsibility is taking, how much is increasing the business of the master, of the owner or CEO. Same thing if you please Krishna as much as you could please him or his senses. Rashikesha Rashikena Sevanam Bhakti Uttama. Uttam Bhakti is that you please the master of the senses by your senses. So serve by your senses. Not that you imply some uh, some servants and let him do the DT service. The best example is Ambarish Maharaj. He would go to Yamuna, fetch water, bathe even in the winter, clean his room. So all his body parts were engaged in service of the Supreme Lord. Your benedictions according to the level of one's service, exactly as a desire tree delivers the fruits according to one's desires and makes no distinction between the lower and the higher. If there is a desire tree, uh, Kalpa Vraksha, then whatever you ask anybody, even if it is a demon or whether devotee or not, Kalpa Vraksha gives them the benediction. In Bhagavad Gita 4:11, I will just read that verse also. The Lord clearly said, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tastateva bhajamyam mama vartmanu vartante manusha partha sarvasa. Is all surrender unto me. I mean, Krishna is saying to Arjun, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects. Usanapata. You will say everyone is following Krishna's path. Yes, everyone is looking Anando Maya Vyasa, his source of Anand. And we have to connect with the Ananda. If you connect with the source, then naturally we will also become blissful. As one surrenders to me, I reward him accordingly. As is stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nitya Das. Eternally we are servant of Krishna. Every living being is an eternal servant of Krishna. According to the service, the living entity renders, he automatically receives benediction from Krishna, who does not make distinction, thinking, here is a person in an intimate relationship with me, and here is person I dislike. Is liking and dislike. If you serve, Krishna is equal to everybody. That's why Prabhupada chanted, like people were all lechas and yavanas and hippies, and they were naked and eating anything nonsense, but he gave them Krishna consciousness. He gave them a holy name. And just by the holy name you are chanting, they all become purified and they rise above all these things. Krishna advises everyone to surrender to him. Sarvadharman parijajya mam ekam shradam raja. Once a relationship with the Supreme Lord is in proportion to that surrender and the service one renders unto the Lord. Thus, throughout the entire world, the higher or lower positions of the living entity are selected by the living entity themselves. But for Krishna, everybody is equal. Like for a father, if he has a 10 son, everybody is equal. One cannot say, oh, he's favored. In material world, somebody is serving more. But ye yatha mam prapadyante tas tateva bhajam. What you serve, then accordingly, Krishna also reciprocates with you. He does not distinguish that he was a papi and he does not distinguish. In any way, if somebody surrenders, he takes care of him. If one is inclined to dictate that the Lord grant something, one receives benedictions according to his desires. If one wants to be elevated to the higher planetary system, the heavenly planet, he can be promoted to the place he desires. And if one wants to remain a hog or a pig on the earth, the Lord fulfills. that desire also. Therefore, one's position is determined by one's desires. The Lord, so our desire should be pure to serve the Supreme Lord. If we desire, like one person, he went underneath a big tree, but that was a kalpavruksha. So he was very tired. If there was some nice cool water, that water came. There was some food, that food came. Then he was nice bed, nice pillow, nice cool breeze. Then he wanted there is some woman I could enjoy in this atmosphere. So he was enjoying. How come I think and everything is coming? My God, is there some ghost who may devour me? So a ghost came and ate him away. So you should always desire purely, not that, oh, I'm so fallen. What? No, desire. You may be fallen, but Krishna does not take you as fallen because you are child of Krishna. If a child of a mother is very dirty, so much mucus in the nose, and uh, he did poop on his diapers and dirty with mud and so everywhere crying, and but mother will keep him in his lap. He will clean him. She will clean this child very nicely and put in the lap of the Supreme Father. So also the mother nature will take if you are a devotee. So don't be afraid that I'm so fallen. Oh yes, you may be fallen. How much fallen you could be. Krishna will take care of you. So he can be promoted there according to the demands of the particular devotee. He receives a result of the grace of the Lord. The Lord does not discriminate, thinking here is a person favorable to me, and he is a person who is not favorable. Krishna went to King Bahulashva and uh, and a poor Brahman. He went together. He duplicated himself. He did not distinguish, oh, here, let me go to the king's place. No, rather he fulfills the desire of everyone. Therefore, but if you desire something wrong, then you will get the wrong result. So desire pure service to the Supreme Lord's lotus feet. Akama, sarvakama va, moksha kama udardi, tivrena bhakti yogena yeje purusha. If you have material desire, that is akama, or without any desires. Sarvakama means all kinds of material desire. Even the liberation. And because Krishna is very udara. Udara means big-hearted. Tivrena bhakti yoga na yejet purusha. So one Purush should worship Krishna in bhakti yoga. And then whether you are full of desire or no desire, any desires, Krishna will fulfill. So whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotees, or is desirous of all fruitive results, or is after liberation, one should with all effort try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for a complete perfection, culminating in Krishna consciousness. According to one's position, whether as a devotee, a karmi, or a jnani, whatever one wants, one can get if one fully engages in service of the Lord. The result is that we should serve the Supreme Lord. And so rather than going on verse number 22, and it is a whole page, I will just give some more thoughts on these verses. That what basically I will just give a little summary again and about this Prahlad. Prahlad is also called Haridas warrior. Means he's the topmost. Warrior means the shrest, topmost. And who are Haridas warrior? Prahlad is also Haridas Thakur will chant, and also Haridas warrior is this Govardhan Parvat is also Haridas warrior. He serves Krishna so many ways. Gives shelter, gives green grass, gives caves for Krishna to go, gives water, gives many fruits, flowers, shade from the plates, and people eat on top of that in a clean plate made of stones. So he gives, that is called Haridas warrior. जैसे वात्सल्य रस पूर्ण पिता अपने लाडले बेटों को देखते ही गोद में बैठा लेता है, श्री राम नाम लेने पर हिरण्यकश्यप ने खींचकर उन्हें गोद से फेंक दिया, तो कृपा करके जगत पिता ने अपनी गोद में उठाकर सम्मान दिया। प्राकृत गोद छूटी तो अप्राकृत एंड ट्रांसेंडेंटल गोद मिली। सो सीतापति भजन को प्रकट प्रताप भाव। भगवान ने बड़ा प्यार किया प्रहलाद जी का। प्रहलाद जी भी अबोध बालक की तरह नरसिंह भगवान की दाढ़ी मूछ पकड़ लेते और उनको खींचते, मुंह खोलकर दाढ़े गिरने लगते, गले में हाथ डालकर झूल जाते। ऐसी विविध बाल लीला करते। भगवान ने पूछा, प्रहलाद तुझे डर नहीं लगता है? प्रहलाद जी ने कहा, प्रभु आपकी इस भयानक मुख, लपलपाती हुई जिह्वा, सूर्य के समान तेजस्वी नेत्र, चढ़ी हुई भौवें, पहनी दाढ़ें, हाथों की माला, उनसे लथपथ गर्दन गर्दन के बालों, बर्छे की तरह सीधे खड़े कानों, दिग्गजों को भी भयभीत करने वाले, दिग्गज मीन्स हु लिफ्टिंग द होल यूनिवर्स, बट इवन दे विल बिकम अफ्रेड, वाले सिंहनाद एवं गर्जन, शत्रुओं को विदीर्ण करने वाले आपके इन नखों को देखकर मुझे तो तनिक भी भय नहीं हो रहा है। सो प्रहलाद सिंह नाहो विभे व्यति जीते ये भया। सो प्रहलाद जी ने बड़ी विनम्रता पूर्वक भगवान की बड़ी स्तुति की। प्रभु ने प्रसन्न होकर मन भावन वर मांगने को कहा। तो प्रहलाद जी ने बालक होने पर भी वर याचना को प्रेम भक्ति में विघ्न समझ करके भगवान से कहा, प्रभु जो सेवक अपनी कामनाओं को पूर्ण करने के लिए आपकी सेवा करता है, वो सेवक नहीं, वो तो लेन देन करने वाला बनिया है। अस्त आशीष आशास्ते न स भृत्य स वही वणिक, वो भृत्य नहीं है, वणिक है। मैं आपका निष्काम सेवक हूँ और आप मेरे निरपेक्ष स्वामी हैं, फिर भला क्या लेना और क्या देना। जब प्रहलाद ने भगवान से मानने का बहुत आग्रह किया तो वो बोले, मेरे वरदानी शिरोमणि स्वामी, यदि आप मुझे मुंह मांगा वर देना ही चाहते हैं तो ये वर दीजिए कि मेरे हृदय में कभी किसी कामना का बीज अंकुर, किसी भी तरह की इच्छा मेरे हृदय में पैदा नहीं हो। ये नाथ, आपसे मैं एक वर और मांगता हूँ। आपके स्वरूप को बिना जाने मेरे पिताजी ने आपसे देखो, फादर वांटेड टू किल हिम इन सो मेनी ट्रबल, बट सी ए डिवोटी इज नेवर नेवर, ही ऑलवेज respects his parents, his friendship, everything that they are मतलब कंप्लीट वैष्णवा, वैष्णव जनते तेने कहिए जे पीर पढ़ाई जाने रहे। मैं आपसे प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि इस महत अपराध से मुक्त हो जाए। मतलब हिज फादर, आपका भक्त होने से मुझसे ही द्रोह किया है। नरसिंह भगवान ने कहा, निष्पाप प्रहलाद, जिस कुल में तुम्हारे जैसा महाभागवत पुत्र होगा उसकी तो 21 पीढ़ियां तर जाती है। इसलिए देयर इज a devotee in a family, 21 generation become free from the material entanglement। फिर पिता के तरने की तो बात ही क्या है। तुम तो मेरे तुम तुम मेरे सभी भक्तों के आदर्श हो। भगवान में खलु भक्तानाम सर्वेशम प्रति रूप द्रक कर। तुम प्रहलाद ने इच्छा न होने पर भी एक मनवंतर पर्वत पर 21 टाइम्स चतुर्युगी, नो 71 टाइम्स चतुर्युगी इज वन मनवंतर। पिता के पद पर मतलब ही स्टेड एज ए किंग इन हिज फादर्स किंगडम। मुनियों की आज्ञा से अनुसार दैत्यों का शासन करने का अनुरोध किया। जगत के जीवों पर दया करके प्रहलाद ने भगवान से प्रार्थना की, प्रभु आपकी माया अत्यंत प्रबल है। साधारण मनुष्यों के तो कौन कहे, बड़े बड़े ज्ञानियों के नाश, ज्ञान का नाश कर मोह में डाल देती है। अ, अतः आप कृपा करके इस माया का सर्वथा नाश कर दीजिए। भगवान ने कहा कि माया नाश करने पर तो कुछ रह ही नहीं जाएगा, सृष्टि ही समाप्त हो जाएगी। ये सब सृष्टि माया की रची हुई है, प्रपंच तो माया से ही भासमान है। अतः ऐसा नहीं हो सकता। हाँ, जो तुम्हारे स्मरण करेगा उसे हमारी माया नहीं व्यापेगी। सो प्रहलाद, रिमेंबर प्रहलाद that how we became free from all this entanglement. His own father was killing. You don't see that in history anywhere. प्रहलाद जी ने करुणा परवश हो भगवान से प्रार्थना की कि प्रभु संसार के समस्त जीवों को आप अपने वैकुंठ लोक में वास दें। सब लोग वैकुंठ जाना नहीं चाहते, तो फिर मैं कैसे ले जाऊं। कि वैकुंठ कौन नहीं जाना चाहेगा, पर वास्तव में वैकुंठ कोई जाना ही नहीं चाहता। वो यही मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में इतने ज्यादा फंसे हुए हैं। और माय वाइफ माय सन, दे डोंट वांट टू गो। देयर इज ए नाइस स्टोरी अबाउट कैलाश। कैलाश वाज ए ओल्ड मैन, नारद मुनि came, I am going to Vaikuntha, do you want to come? No, no, my son is very very small, and when he will grow bigger, then he will become 5 year old. Again Narad Muni came. He again, oh, I want him to get married, and then he got married. Then I want to have some child and grandchild, and then I want to see. Then after some time, Narad Muni, then he became old and died. But now also he was attached on his, so he went to his farm and the water was flowing. So he lied down on the border that children, my sons, don't really take care of the farm and the water is flowing out and it will dry up and later on. And so anyway, he was lying and he was, and then still Narad Muni came and now you want to come? No. After death, he anyway he did not wanted to come. Then later on, he became a python. And as a python also, he was protecting the farm and the business of his children. There is no need for all that. Narad Muni said, no, again I came. Come, I will take you to Vaikuntha. No, no, I don't want to. So Narad Muni came to the children and said that in your farm there is a big python. So they all went with the burning sticks and they killed him. His own sons killed him. Then he prayed that, please take me. In this way, we are suffering, but we don't want to go to Vaikuntha. तब वे जब सर्वप्रथम अपने ही कुल के वृद्धों से पूछने गए प्रहलाद महाराज उन लोगों, तो वे लोग इन्हीं को डांटने लगे कि पिता को तो मरवा कर वैकुंठ ले गया, अब हम लोगों का भी सत्यानाश करना चाहता है, हम नहीं जाएंगे वैकुंठ। जैसे भी पूछते वो लगभग यही उत्तर देता। एक शुकर को अत्यंत गंदे कीचड़ में पड़ा देखकर प्रहलाद जी ने विचारा कि इससे अधिक दुखी तो संसार में कोई होगा नहीं, यह तो अवश्य ही चलने को प्रस्तुत हो जाएगा। बड़ी आशा से उससे पूछा तो उसने कहा, पहले ये बताओ वैकुंठ में ऐसा मुलायम कीचड़ है क्या, वहाँ हार्ड स्टूल है क्या? प्रहलाद जी ने कहा, भला वैकुंठ में कीचड़ का क्या काम, वहाँ तो सब परम दिव्य मणिमय भूमि है। शुकर ने साफ जवाब दे दिया। इसी तरह से जो कोयलों के खदानों में काम करते हैं, वहाँ अखबार है क्या? ऑल्दो दे गेट बर्न समटाइम, देयर इज ए फायर, बट दे डोंट वांट टू गो। प्रहलाद जी हैरान रह गए और निष्कर्ष निकालते हैं कि जीव जिस भी योनि में है, मोहवश उसी में सुख मान लेता है, मरना कोई नहीं चाहता। हमारे मोह है, जैसे कि इंद्र इंद्र को एक बार गुरु अपराध करने के कारण सुअर बनना पड़ा। और सुअर जब, अब इंद्र उस समय नहुष राजा थे और नहुष को फिर मार दिया गया श्राप से ऋषियों ने, क्योंकि वो उनकी पत्नी को एंजॉय करना चाहता था नहुष। उसने पालकी बुलाई और इनको सप्तर्षियों को जो था वो, क्योंकि इनकी पत्नी सची देवी, she went to the guru, what I should do, he is the king, he is asking me to come and enjoy with him or to sleep with him. And then Vraspati said that ask him to come on a palki who is run by rishis. So rishis, when they said, sir, go fast, because he wanted to see Sachi Devi and enjoy her. So then he was kicking on the Agastya Rishi and all this. So Agastya Rishi cursed him, become a python. He fell down right there. So this is the activity. So अपनी वृद्धावस्था के कष्टों से व्याकुल होकर बुढ़िया रोज मौत को बुलाती और यमराज को दोष देती कि मुझे क्यों नहीं बुला लेते। एक दिन मोहल्ले से छोटे छोटे बालक चुहिया को झोली में भर कर के लाए, दादी तो रोज रोज मौत को बुलाती थी, ले आज हम ले आए। बुढ़िया ने गिड़गिड़ा कर कहा, बेटा जहाँ से ले आया है वहीं उसे कराओ, अभी मैं ऐसी बूढ़ी नहीं हूँ भाई जो आज ही मरूं। सो लकड़हारा भी, ऐसे कई एग्जाम्पल है दैट नोबडी वांट्स टू गो। तो सुधनवा और एक प्रहलाद जी ठाकुर जी की सेवा पूजा कर रहे थे, उसी समय सनकादिक मिलने के लिए आए। द्वारपालों ने अपने आगमन की सूचना भेजी। बहुत लंबी चौड़ी कथा है प्रहलाद महाराज की। वन शुड रीड एंड फॉलो हिज एग्जांपल्स। तो Prahlad's prayers specify the Lord. He was praying, there are almost 41 prayers completely. And he said, my dear Prahlad, I am very much pleased with you. Kindly ask me for any blessing that you would like. O Lord, replied Prahlad, all I want to have no many materialistic desires in my heart. Just like we read, my father committed many offenses against you and me. I beg that you please excuse him for all his offenses. You were born in his family, that's why. So one should produce a devotee child. One should not become a father, mother, guru, unless he could liberate his dependents from this onslaught of death and punishment, or they go to the and suffer immensely. You produce and they do nonsense activity and they go to the hellish planet and suffer for millions of years. What is the use of bringing somebody? So every parents, it is the duty of parent to give Krishna consciousness to all the children. And we should bring people who are bereft of Krishna consciousness, give them Krishna consciousness. That is what is preaching or spreading. That's why Prabhupada wanted to distribute books, have some programs to change their heart. So Prahlad lowered his head modestly and thanked the Lord that 21 generation would be liberated. The Lord then looked directly at Brahma and said, just as it is dangerous to feed milk to a poisonous snake, it is equally dangerous to give blessings to demons. He gave blessings to this demon, who? Brahmaji. He looked at him. They are by nature savage and envious. Therefore, I warn you to give. The Lord was looking, not to give such blessings to them again. Lord Brahma, appreciating the Lord's guidance, worshipped him. Then Lord Narasimha disappeared. So Narasimha and other orders for a short period of time. Like Mean, Kashyap, and Tartais, and they are Krishna takes so many incarnations. But main where there is Leela is Krishna, Narasimha for some, but otherwise there is no pastime. After Prahlad performed his father's funeral ceremony, he was installed by the Brahmanas as the king of the demon race. Means he was hardly 5 years old, but he became the king. The gods then offered the boy their best blessings and returned to their respective planets. It may be asked, why did that Supreme Lord preordained that the devotees, his devotee servants, Jay and Vijay, this Narasimha, this Ravan and Kumbhakarna, this Hiranyaksh, Hiranyakashipu, then Shishupal, and Dantabhakra, reincarnation. Why the Lord cursed them? For, it means they were cursed by Kumara and transferred from the spiritual realm to the material world. It was because the Lord sometimes desired to fight, not out of envy or hatred, but out of pure sport. He does sporting, but with whom he could do this sport? His own devotees. When he urges to do battle with someone, he has to find a qualified opponent. But in the Vaikuntha world, there are no foes, because everyone there is lovingly engaged in service to the Lord. Therefore, he has to descend to the material world. So Krishna enjoys many things in the material world better than like gopis and young age and childhood. Is always youth in the spiritual kingdom. He has to descend to the material world where there are envious, belligerent souls. However, the Lord performs his intimate pastimes, including fighting, only with his devotees. Therefore, he purposely selected Jay and Vijay to become his enemies and fight with him in the material world. And since they were completely surrendered to him and desired only to serve his pleasure, whatever it might be, they did not protest their transfer to the world and their transformation into demons. They knew that after some time they would be freed from their hatred and return to their eternal service in Vaikuntha. Moreover, the Lord showed that he personally protects his devotees from harm and ultimately annihilates demonic persons. This serves fair warning to anyone and everyone to never violate his commandments, to try to falsely assume his powerful position, or the result can only be disastrous. Whoever hears or recites this narration about the omnipotency of the Supreme Lord Narasimha and the activities of his glorious devotee, Prahlad, will not only be liberated from the materialistic miseries, but will surely be ascended to the Vaikuntha, the realm of no anxiety. So this is the benediction that you get. And that's why we discuss about whole life of Prahlad Maharaj. So that benediction comes from Lord Narasimha. But we pray to the Lord not for benedictions, but to serve him. That is our duty. So I will end here. I mean, there is more and more, but I want, like, because there is some time. So if there is any questions, then one can ask and we can discuss. Thank you so much for giving attention and time for this narration of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna Mukunda Prabhu, and I see Gita Sai Form and Radha Raman Das. So anybody?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for your class. This is Geeta.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Geeta ji.
Yes, it's true, Prabhuji, that Nobody wants to leave this material world, you know. But
Right.
the other way of looking at it is also that it's very, very select people who are, you know, qualified to go to Vaikunt Dham or Goluka Dham. You know, unless they qualify, they won't be able to go there. So
Yeah.
it's both ways, right?
Yeah, but everybody should be qualified. They should really do. Lolyam api ekle mulyam. Lulupta, you should desire to go to. Like many people are not desiring. That is their misfortune. But we
No,
should
if,
desire and see the
if they
beauty.
desire, Prabhuji, the bar is very high, you know.
Yeah, but still, Krishna has made it simple just by chanting in Kali Yuga. Kalir doshe nidhe rajan yasti ek mahan guna kirtanat eva krishnasya mukta sangha paramarajan. Just by kirtan, you could become free. So how easy it is, not like Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga. Just chant the holy name constantly and you could be free and go back home. Nit
Yes.
Kirtanadaya Krishna, Mukta Sangha, you could become free. Param Vrajit. Param means Krishna's abode. Param Dham. Okay?
Thank-
No, it's a nice comment what you made. But Krishna wants us to come home. And that's why he's coming in so many forms, in Diti form, in scripture form, Bhagavatam form, coming in holy dhams, holy rivers, holy places, so many devotees he created. So he's sending them to the material world like Prabhupada. So we could become free and we could desire to go back home. Okay, Gita ji?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Hare
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Tanu Pranam. Very nice
Hare Krishna.
class, Maharaj. Yeah.
Now,
Now, Mataji's question, like there's also like another, yeah, bar is high, but the risk is also very high, right? If you don't leave now.
yeah, if you don't take the instructions, then you suffer immensely. So how to suffer when there is a cure? It's our misfortune.
Yes, Prabhuji. And it is made very simple in Kali Yuga that way. Thank you, Prabhuji.
You're welcome. Anyone has any comments, anything?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dana Pranam, Orchestra Prabhupada.
Hare
It
Krishna,
was-
Partha.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. It was such a wonderful class, nectarian class. And your association is so purifying. And the verse is also so nice about the problem is this, because Prabhupada said that the real problem is to get rid of Maya. So this verse is spot on actually. And Krishna also says, Bahya Spasha Saktatma Vindati Atmani Atsukham. Subramanya. Vimukta Mukasya se यही सब स्पर्श जब होगा दुख जो नहीं है मतलब आदि अंतम konte. So the everybody is looking after happiness, but there's no happiness in the material world because this is dukhala
Right.
vasasa.
That's correct.
Yes, only the intelligent. That's why intelligent people. Sumedas are Jajanti he Sumedas.
Not
So
material intelligence, it should be spiritual intelligence. Even
Yeah,
a poorest people, anybody could have that intelligence if they listen to these topics or have a guru and listen to him. Even though you are reading Bhagavad Gita, one Brahman in the South India reading Bhagavad Gita upside down, he did not know anything, but he followed his guru's direction. That read Bhagavad Gita, even if he was not learned or he's illiterate, he could not read. But anybody can do that. Means it is simple, sublime. If we give our heart to Krishna, our mind should be absorbed on Krishna. It's not your material intelligence, but spiritual intelligence, kindling your devotional self of longing for Krishna. You should have lolupta, lolyam api ekle mulyam. Means you should desire, burning desire to go back home, back to Godhead in loving devotional service to Krishna, which you start from the material world. So nice discussions. Thank you for telling us that.
yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj. Yes, so nice. Hare Krishna
Mukund
Maharaj.
Prabhu, you have some questions or something? So Kavita Mataji and Dharma.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, then Maharaj, sorry, Pranam. Thank you so much for this
Hare
lecture
Krishna.
class and question answer session. I don't have any question, but thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare
Okay. Thank you. So we will end now. Thank you. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya krapa sindhu bhayavite patitanam bhavabhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namo ananta koti vaishnava vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
We have to run for offering the aarti. Thank you. Thank you so much.
His Holiness
Jai
Swami
Shri
Krishi Maharaj ki
Thank
jai.
you, Maharaj.
Gaur
Hare
Bhakta Vrinda ki
Krishna.
jai.
Jai.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Dhanyavad.